Guruji. Anandam Shukrana Guruji for this beautiful, blissful, divine satsang. Nothing is a coincidence in Guruji's darbar. What Anil uncle said right now is the exact thought that resonated with me, that if you have a medicine full of sugar or any other thing, you would readily have it. But when it comes to chai or prasad, we're counting calories. So we should leave that and start focusing on our blessings. Let's begin with the synopsis of last week. Last week we read chapter 22 of KotiRudrasamhita of the volume 3 of the Shivpuran. In this we read about the greatness of Jyotirlinga Vishveshwara and the arrival of Rudra at Kashi. Now, the great Atman Sadashiva once split into two forms. One was the male form, which was called Shiva, and the other was the female form called Shakti. Now, these two created another two forms, Purusha and Prakriti. Now, the great Atman Sadashiva directed them to perform penance so that they can create excellent creatures. Now, Prakriti and Purusha asked the great Atman where they should perform this penance. So for them, Lord Shiva created a beautiful city so that they could perform penance, and this city was formed in near Purusha. Then Vishnu performed severe penance for a long time in that, and when he was performing the penance, there was a lot of exertion, because of which there was currents in water. When Lord Vishnu saw that there were currents in water, he shook his head, and when he shook his head, a jewel fell from his ears, and this jewel became the beautiful city of Manikarnika. Now this city began to float on water, and it was supported by Shiva's trident. Now, Shiva also released this city into the mortal world because he wanted the beings to attain them. From Vishnu's umbilical lotus, then emerged Brahma, and from Brahma, at the behest of Vishnu, Brahma created a cosmic egg with 14 worlds. Now, this city of Panchkroshi was supported on Shiva's trident, and he released it into the mortal world so that they could attain them. Then he established Avimukta, which was a phallic image of Lord Shiva himself, and at the behest of Rudra and Avimukta, he was there to bless the devotees in this excellent center. And this image, Avimukteshwara, is the most excellent image of Lord Shiva that grants the most excellent form of salvation, which is called Sayujya. Today we will read chapter 23, which is the greatness of Jyotirlinga Kashi Vishveshwara. Today Urvashi Aunty will be reading the chapter in English, and Vijayata Aunty will be reading the chapter in Hindi. Jai Guruji, Shukrana Guruji.
Jai Guruji, Anantam Shukrana for this divine seva. Chapter 23. The greatness of the Jyotirlinga Kashi Vishveshwara. The sages said, O Suta, if the great city of Varanasi is so meritorious, please narrate its greatness to us as well as that of Lord Avimukta. Suta said, O great sages, I shall explain neatly and succinctly the splendid greatness of Varanasi and Vishveshwara. May it be listened to. Once Goddess Parvati asked Shiva with great joy about the greatness of the two Avimuktas, Kashi and Vishveshwara, out of desire for the welfare of the worlds. Parvati said, It behoves you to explain the greatness of this shrine entirely, taking pity on me and desiring the benefit of the worlds. Suta said, On hearing the words of the goddess, the Lord of the gods, the Lord of the universe, replied to her for the pleasure of all living beings. Lord Shiva said, What gentle lady has been asked by you is splendid. It is auspicious and pleasing to the people. I shall explain as a matter of fact the greatness of the two Avimuktas. Varanasi is my mysterious shrine. It is the cause of salvation for the people in every respect. In this holy center, the Siddhas have always taken to my holy rites. They hold different phallic images. They yearn to attain my world. Those who have conquered themselves and controlled their sense organs pursue the great Pashupata Yoga, which is explained in the Vedas, yielding worldly pleasures and salvation. O great goddess, the residence in Varanasi is always appealing to me. Forsaking everything, listen to the cause of its greatness. The two deserve liberation. He who is my devotee and he who has perfect knowledge. There is not the dependence on holy centers. They are equanimous in regard to what is prescribed and what is forbidden. They must be known as liberated souls no matter where they die. They are sure to attain salvation. This decisive word has been uttered by me. Here in this excellent holy center, Avimukta, there is one special thing to be noted. O Goddess, O great Shakti, please listen attentively. People of all castes, of all stages of life, whether children, youths, or the aged, if they die in this city, are undoubtedly liberated. O Brahmins, whether pure or impure, whether virgin or married, whether widow or barren, whether suffering from menstrual disorders or defects, or whether recently delivered of a child, or whatever nature she may be, if she dies at this holy center, she attains salvation. There is no doubt in this. The sweat-born icebergs, the egg-born birds, the germinating worms, plants and trees, and the embryo-born mammals, these living beings do not attain salvation elsewhere as they do it at this place. O Goddess, there is no dependence on perfect knowledge here, nor that on devotion, nor that on holy rites, nor that on charitable gifts. There is no dependence on culture, nor that on meditation at any time, nor that on repetition of names, nor that on adoration, nor that even on noble nativity. Whoever may be the man staying in my holy center, whatever may be the manner of his death, if he dies here, he certainly attains salvation. O beloved, this divine city of mine is most mysterious one. O Parvati, even Brahma and others do not know its greatness. Hence, this holy center is known as Avimukta. It is greater than Naimisha and all other holy centers in yielding salvation to the deceased. Truth is the esoteric doctrine of dharmas. Equanimity is the historic doctrine of salvation. Learned men know Avimukta as the esoteric doctrine of all shrines and holy center. Any being enjoying pleasures at his will, sleeping, sporting, or performing different activities attains salvation if he casts off his life at Avimukta. It is far better for men to become ghosts after committing thousands of sins and stay at Kashi than to attain heaven after performing 1,000 sacrifices, but without going to the city of Kashi. Hence, the people resort to Kashi with every strenuous effort. The sages meditate on Sadashiva in the form of his phallic image. O beloved, I distribute the different fruits among different men who perform penance with those ends in view. No entanglement of action binds those who cast off their bodies here. Afterwards, they realize complete identity with the Godhead as their goal. Brahma, along with the gods and the sages, Vishnu, the sun, and all other noble souls perform my worship. He who dies in this holy center does not get rebirth, even if he happens to be a person whose mind is drawn towards sensual pleasures, or who has eschewed interest in virtue. What then if they are free from attachment, devoid of arrogance, possessed of sattvic nature, blessed ones devoted to me and not initiating evil activities. Among thousands of rebirths, a yogin is born here. Then, dying here, he attains the highest salvation. O Parvati, there are many phallic forms installed by my devotees. They yield all desires and bestow salvation too. This holy center is glorified as extending to 5 karoshas in every one of the 4 directions all round. At the time of death, it yields immortal beatitude. If a sinless man dies, he attains salvation immediately. If a sinner dies here, he assumes multitudes of births. He attains salvation only after experiencing tortures. He who commits sins in the holy center of Avimukta experiences tortures at the hands of Bhairava for 10,000 years and then attains salvation. O beautiful lady! Thus, the course of events in regard to one who commits sins has been narrated to you. A man should realize this and worship Avimukta properly. An action once performed is never wasted, even in hundreds of crores of kalpas. Good or bad, one must of necessity enjoy the fruit of one's action. Exclusively inauspicious action is contributory to hellish distress. Exclusively auspicious action is conducive to the attainment of heaven. A mixture of the two is said to be resulting in human birth. The birth will be good or evil in accordance with the predominance or deficiency of the one or the other. The annihilation of good and the evil is liberation. This is the truth, O Parvati. O Goddess, O great Goddess, the action that causes bondage is said to be threefold, as mentioned in the Karma Kanda section of the Vedas. It is Hoded, Sanchita, the current, Kriyamana, and that which has started yielding results, Prarabdha. The actions of the previous births are classified as Hoded. The action, the fruit of which is being experienced in the present birth, is Prarabdha. O Goddess, whether good or bad, the action performed in this birth is known as Kriyamana. The annihilation of the Prarabdha, karma, is only through enjoyment and not otherwise. The destruction of the other 2 types of action is possible through worship alone. Except in Kashi, in no other place can all the actions be wiped off. The other holy centers are easily accessible, but the city of Kashi is difficult of access. If Kashi had been visited with devotion, in the previous birth, the person in the present birth reaches Kashi and dies there and not otherwise. If after reaching Kashi, a man takes his ceremonial bath in the Ganges, the 2 types of actions, the current and the hoded, are destroyed. It is certain that the Prarabdha is not destroyed except through enjoyment. When that is enjoyed, it is also destroyed. If a man visits Kashi first and commits sin afterwards, the seed of that action takes him again to Kashi. Then his sins are reduced to ashes. Hence, a man shall resort to Kashi. That certainly debars karmas to fructify. O beloved, if even a single Brahmin is afforded shelter and residence at Kashi, the man who affords shelter and residence gets the benefit of residence in Kashi himself, and thence he attains salvation. If a person dies in Kashi, he is freed from rebirth. If a man dies at Prayag, his desires for worldly enjoyment and salvations are fulfilled. If both the desire for worldly enjoyment and salvation are fulfilled at Prayag, the fruit of salvation derived from residence in Kashi is likely to be in vain. If only the fruit of salvation is the goal, the fruits of Prayag are likely to be in vain. Hence, at my behest, Vishnu creates something afresh and accords him the fruit as mentally conceived by him. Suta said, O excellent sages, such things constitute the greatness of Kashi and Vishveshvara, yielding worldly pleasures and salvation to the good. Hereafter I shall explain the greatness of Triambaka, on hearing which a man gets rid of his sins altogether. With this, I conclude chapter 23. Now Vijayata Aunty will be reading in Hindi. Thank you. Jai Guruji.
जय गुरुजी संगत जी। KotiRudrasamhita 23वां अध्याय। सूत जी कहते हैं, मुनीश्वरों, मैं संक्षेप से ही वाराणसी तथा विश्वेश्वर के परम सुंदर महात्मा का वर्णन करता हूँ। सुनो। एक समय की बात है कि पार्वती देवी ने लोकहित की कामना से बड़ी प्रसन्नता के साथ भगवान शिव से अभिमुक्त क्षेत्र और अभिमुक्त लिंग का महात्मा पूछा। तब परमेश्वर शिव ने कहा, यह वाराणसीपुरी सदा के लिए मेरा गौतम क्षेत्र है और सभी जीवों की मुक्ति का सर्वथा हेतु है। इस क्षेत्र में सिद्धगण सदा मेरे व्रत का आश्रय ले नाना प्रकार के वेश धारण किए मेरे लोक को पाने की इच्छा रखकर जितात्मा और जितेंद्रिय हो नित्य महायोग का अभ्यास करते हैं। उस उत्तम महायोग का नाम है पशुपत योग। उसका श्रुतियों द्वारा प्रतिपादन हुआ है। वह भोग और मोक्ष रूप फल प्रदान करने वाला है। महेश्वरी, वाराणसीपुरी में निवास करना मुझे सदा ही अच्छा लगता है, जिस कारण से मैं सब कुछ छोड़कर काशी में रहता हूँ उसे बताता हूँ। सुनो। जो मेरे भक्त तथा मेरे तत्व का ज्ञानी है, वे दोनों अवश्य ही मोक्ष के भागी होते हैं। उनके लिए तीर्थ की अपेक्षा नहीं है। विहित और अविहित दोनों प्रकार के कर्म उनके लिए समान हैं। उन्हें जीवन मुक्त ही समझना चाहिए। वो दोनों कहीं भी मरे तुरंत ही मोक्ष प्राप्त कर लेते हैं। यह मैंने निश्चित बात कही है। सर्वोत्तम शक्ति देवी उमे, इस परम उत्तम अभिमुक्त तीर्थ में जो विशेष बात है उसे तुम मन लगाकर सुनो। सभी वर्ण और समस्त आश्रमों के लोग, चाहे वो बालक, जवान या बूढ़े, कोई भी क्यों ना हो, यदि इस पुरी में मर जाएं तो मुक्त हो ही जाते हैं। इसमें संशय नहीं है। स्त्री अपवित्र हो या पवित्र, कुमारी हो या विवाहिता, विधवा हो या वंधवा, रजस्वला, प्रसूता, संस्कारहीना अथवा जैसी तैसी कैसी ही क्यों ना हो, यदि इस क्षेत्र में मरी हो तो अवश्य मोक्ष की भागिनी होती है। इसमें संदेह नहीं है। स्वदेज, अंडज, उद्भिज अथवा जरायुज प्राणी जैसे यहाँ मरने पर मोक्ष पाता है, वैसे और कहीं नहीं पाता। देवी, यहाँ मरने वाले के लिए न ज्ञान की अपेक्षा है, न भक्ति की, न कर्म की आवश्यकता है, न दान की, न कभी संस्कृति की अपेक्षा है और न धर्म की ही। यहाँ नाम, कीर्तन, पूजन तथा उत्तम जाति की भी अपेक्षा नहीं होती। जो मनुष्य मेरे इस मोक्षदायक क्षेत्र में निवास करता है, वह चाहे जैसे मरे, उसके लिए मोक्ष प्राप्ति सुनिश्चित है। प्रिय, मेरा ये दिव्यपुर गुह से भी गुहतर है। ब्रह्मा आदि देवता भी इसके महात्मा को नहीं जानते, इसलिए यह महान क्षेत्र अभिमुक्त नाम से प्रसिद्ध है, क्योंकि नैमिष आदि सभी तीर्थों से यह श्रेष्ठ है। यह मरने पर अवश्य मोक्ष देने वाला है। धर्म का सार सत्य है, मोक्ष का सार समता है तथा समस्त क्षेत्रों एवं तीर्थों का सार यह अभिमुक्त तीर्थ काशी है। ऐसा विद्वानों की मान्यता है। इच्छानुसार भोजन, शयन, क्रीड़ा तथा विविध कर्मों का अनुष्ठान करता हुआ भी मनुष्य यदि इस अभिमुक्त तीर्थ में प्राणों का परित्याग करता है तो उसे मोक्ष मिल जाता है। जिसका चित्त विषयों में आसक्त है और जिसने धर्म की रुचि त्याग दी है, वह भी यदि इस क्षेत्र में मृत्यु को प्राप्त होता है तो पुनः संसार बंधन में नहीं पड़ता। फिर जो ममता से रहित, धीर, सत्वगुणी, दंभहीन, कर्मकुशल और कर्तापन के अभिमान से रहित होने के कारण किसी भी कर्म का आरंभ न करने वाले हैं, उनकी तो बात ही क्या है, वे सब मुझ में ही स्थित हैं। इस काशीपुरी में शिव भक्तों द्वारा अनेक शिवलिंग स्थापित किए गए हैं। पार्वती वह संपूर्ण अभिष्टों को देने वाले और मोक्षदायक हैं। चारों दिशाओं में 5-5 कोस फैला हुआ यह क्षेत्र अभिमुक्त कहा गया है। यह सब ओर से मोक्षदायक है। जीव को मृत्यु काल में यह क्षेत्र उपलब्ध हो जाए तो वह अवश्य मोक्ष की प्राप्ति होती है। यदि निष्पाप मनुष्य काशी में मरे तो उसका तत्काल मोक्ष हो जाता है। जो पापी मनुष्य मरता है वह कार्यव्यूहों को प्राप्त होता है। उसे पहले यातना का अनुभव करके ही पीछे मोक्ष की प्राप्ति होती है। सुंदरी, जो यह अभिमुक्त क्षेत्र में पातक करता है वह हजारों वर्ष तक भैरवी यातना पाकर पाप का फल भोगने के पश्चात ही मोक्ष पाता है। शतकोटि कल्पों में भी अपने किए हुए कर्म का श्रेय नहीं होता। जीव को अपने द्वारा किए गए शुभाशुभ कर्म का फल अवश्य ही भोगना पड़ता है। केवल अशुभ कर्म नरक देने वाला होता है। केवल शुभ कर्म स्वर्ग की प्राप्ति कराने वाला होता है तथा शुभ और अशुभ दोनों कर्मों से मनुष्य योनि की प्राप्ति बताई गई है। अशुभ कर्म की कमी और शुभ कर्म की अधिकता होने पर उत्तम जन्म प्राप्त होता है। शुभ कर्म की कमी और अशुभ कर्म की अधिकता होने पर यहाँ अधम जन्म की प्राप्ति होती है। पार्वती, जब शुभ और अशुभ दोनों ही कर्मों का श्रेय हो जाता है तभी जीव को सच्चा मोक्ष प्राप्त होता है। यदि किसी ने पूर्व जन्म में आदरपूर्वक काशी के दर्शन किए हैं तभी उसे इस जन्म में काशी में पहुंचकर मृत्यु की प्राप्ति होती है। जो मनुष्य काशी जाकर गंगा में स्नान करता है उसके क्रियामाण और संचित कर्मों का नाश हो जाता है, परंतु प्रारब्ध कर्म भोगे बिना नष्ट नहीं होते। यह निश्चित बात है। जिसकी काशी में मुक्ति हो जाती है उसके प्रारब्ध कर्म का भी श्रेय हो जाता है। प्रिय, जिसने एक ब्राह्मण को भी काशीवास करवाया है वह स्वयं भी काशीवास का अवसर पाकर मोक्ष लाभ करता है। सूत जी कहते हैं, मुनिवरों, इस तरह काशी का तथा विश्वेश्वर लिंग का प्रचुर महात्म्य बताया गया है जो सत्पुरुषों को भोग और मोक्ष प्रदान करने वाला है। इसके बाद मैं त्र्यंबक नामक ज्योतिर्लिंग का महात्म्य बताऊंगा, जिसे सुनकर मनुष्य क्षण भर में समस्त पापों से मुक्त हो जाता है। अध्याय 23 का अंत। अब हम गुरुजी से आज्ञा लेंगे। जय गुरुजी।